A high-stakes battle is underway, not on the battlefield or in the skies, but in the halls of power in Ottawa. The future of the Royal Canadian Air Force and a 27 billion contract hangs in the balance. On one side, the American-made F-35 Lightning II, a stealth fighter, already chosen to replace our aging CF-18. On the other, a compelling challenger from Sweden, the Saab Gripen, promising a revolution in Canadian aerospace job. This is more than a simple procurement decision. Money versus job creation or defense security. It is a fundamental debate about our national security, our economic sovereignty, and our place in a volatile world. In this analysis, we will break down this colossal decision into three critical dimensions. First, the battlefield. Which fighter jets provides the superior platform for defending Canadian sovereignty? Second, the balance sheet. Which contract delivers the greatest benefit to the Canadian economy and its workers? And third, the strategy. Does creating a mixed fleet of both jets make Canadians stronger, or does it dangerously dilute our air power? The choice Canada makes will echo for generations. At its core, a fighter jet is a weapon. Its purpose is to deter, to defend, and, if necessary, to dominate the skies. So which platform is superior? The F-35 is what is known as a fifth-generation fighter. Its defining character is stealth. It is designed to be virtually invisible to the enemy radar, a ghost machine, if you will, for modern warfare. It also possesses a profound ability to gather, analyze, and share data, giving its pilots a god's eye view over the battlefield. As one former high-ranking Royal Canadian Air Force officer starkly put it, compared to the Gripen, the F-35 is in a different league. In a high-threat scenario against advanced nations, the Gripen would be, in his words, close to useless. The commander of the Royal Canadian Air Force is a strong proponent of this view. The message from our top military leadership is clear. To counter modern threats, we need a fifth-generation fighter. The Saab Gripen E, by contrast, is a sophisticated fourth-generation plus aircraft. It is renowned for its reliability, lower operating costs, and agility. It can literally fly circles around the F-35. Its proponents argue it is more than capable of patrolling Canada's vast Arctic sovereignty and fulfill NATO commitments. But the critical question remains, is capable enough when our closest ally and primary adversary have fleets of stealth fighters? In a world of air combat, a visible jet is a target. But there's also the unthinkable question, what happens when the US, the manufacturer of the F-35, becomes our enemy? Impossible? I would argue that under the orange fascist gangster, no act of atrocity is impossible. But beyond the battlefield lies the factory floor. Industry Minister Melanie Joly has thrown down the gauntlet, stating that the current F-35 deal does not deliver enough for Canadian workers. Plus, its production and therefore delivery has been constantly delayed. And don't forget the gigantic price overrun in the billions of dollars. And here, Saab's offer is undeniably attractive. The promise to build a Gripen here in Canada, creating up to 10,000 aerospace jobs. It is a powerful vision, Canadian workers assembling Canadian fighter jets. The prime contractor of the F-35, Lockheed Martin's offer, is structured differently. For decades, Canada has paid to be part of the F-35 global development pool. Lockheed Martin states the F-35 project will deliver over $15 billion in industrial benefit to Canada over the life of the program. A program where companies bidding on contracts for a global fleet of thousands of jets, not just our 88. But this model is not being questioned. Surprise anyone? After all, it's Trump. Is a piece of a global pie better than owning the entire bakery here at home? So what is it? 10,000 aerospace jobs or 15 billion in possible industrial benefit? The potential fallout is real. A Canadian aerospace company, Harris Mars, has warned that if Canada does not proceed with the full fleet of 88 F-35s, a planned maintenance hub in Mirabel, Quebec, could collapse, risking 1,600 direct and indirect jobs. The government is now caught between two economic versions. One focuses on immediate high-value manufacturing jobs, and the other on long-term integrated industrial partnerships. This leads to the most complex question of all. Should Canada purchase a mixed fleet? The idea is seductive. Buy some F-35s for their cutting-edge stealth and supplement them with cheaper, more reliable and cost-effective Gripens for routine patrols. Some analysts suggest the lifetime sustainment cost of the Gripen are just 1/6 of the ones of the F-35. However, senior military experts sound the dire warning. A mixed fleet is not a force multiplier, it is a force divider. They argue that splitting a fleet of 88 jets into two different types would create a logistic nightmare. It would need two sets of pilots with specific training, two sets of maintenance crews, two sets of spare parts, and two separate software update circles. With the Canadian Armed Forces already facing a shortage of pilots and technicians, that would stretch our human resources to the breaking point. Instead of having one strong, cohesive fleet, we would risk having two weak, ineffective ones. As one retired general stated, mixing the platforms for the same role to defend Canada is a recipe for disaster. It would reduce our overall capability and potentially leave us reliant on the United States to fill the gaps we created for ourselves. A question appearing impossible to answer. So, we are left with the defining choice, a triangle of competing priorities. Do we choose the arguably unmatched capability of the F-35, ensuring our Air Force can stand alongside with our allies and against our adversaries in an increasingly dangerous world? But what if the US, the producer of the F-35s after all, under Trump and Vance becoming our enemies? Do we choose the economic revitalization promised by the Gripen project within a mixed fleet, building a sovereign aerospace capability and creating thousands of Canadian jobs? Or is a mixed fleet with F-35s and Gripens a gambit with risks simply too high? While hoping to capture both benefits, military experts warn we could end up with neither. There is no easy answer. This decision balances military necessity against economic ambitions and strategic independence against continental integration. It requires in-depth analysis by true experts, people who just see the facts, unburdened by emotional baggage. This being said, the government must choose wisely. So, I would like to hear from you. What do you think Canada should do? The stealth and power of the F-35, or the complex compromise of a mixed fleet still bringing jobs and sovereignty of the Gripen? The future of Canada's airspace is on the line. Let's have a debate about this. If this video gave you value, please click the like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel. And if you like this channel's deep dives, ring the bell so you won't miss my next one. Thanks for watching. I'm Wilfried Lemkuller from Europe Curious.
We were petrified, kept thinking we could never live without you by our side. And we spent so many nights thinking how you did us wrong. Now we've banded all together. Your tariff made us strong, and so you know you're not so great. There's not a snowball's chance in hell will be your 51st state. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who instigated? We have all we really need. We can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. There's bloodshed. It's turning out. We're not that fledgling little country stealing all of you. We are now a nation proud that is happy to be free. You didn't realize you gave us our own identity, so now just go. We will survive. As long as we can think and work, we know we'll stay alive. Yeah, but all we really need, we can live without your greed. We will survive. We'll survive. We will survive. Survive.
51st state, my fucking ass.